Okay, guys. By popular request from a friend of mine, I am going to do another childhood favorites video. So let's go ahead and get started through these. Again, these are going to be childhood favorites from my age group. So first one we got is Jingle All the Way, Schwarzenegger and a Christmas movie. This movie is fun to watch, especially now because it's kind of like just fun to make fun of, but it's still an entertaining movie worth a watch. Schwarzenegger in comedies is always, I think, is always a good thing. Except Twins, I wasn't a fan of that. Next up, we have Street Fighter, which in my other video about this, I think it's a fun movie to watch. It is a stupid movie, but it's a fun, entertaining movie to watch, and definitely from my childhood. I saw it in the theater. I was 10 years old. It was really a lot of fun to go see. I love the video games. In the same vein as Street Fighter, got Mortal Kombat. A little bit different. Still a fun movie to watch. Parts of it are stupid, but it was still good. The sequel is terrible. I do own the sequel, but I'm not going to include that in this video. Next up, we have Masters of the Universe. This is the live-action He-Man movie, which the biggest problem I had with this movie was the fact that it hardly follows the story whatsoever. I mean, it was changed for budget reasons, which I get, but, you know, they could have done better with this movie. It's got Dolph Lundgren from Rocky IV and Frank Langella from just nominated for an Academy Award. Next up is a bunch of movies. I'm going to talk about them all together. They're the Ernest movies. Ernest Goes to Camp. Ernest Goes to Jail. Ernest Saves Christmas. Ernest Scared Stupid. And Slam Dunk Ernest. I also have Ernest Goes to Africa, or In Africa, and Ernest in the Army, but they're kind of stupid movies and they're in a box set, so. Don't ask me what the appeal of these movies are. I don't understand the appeal of the character whatsoever, so. Yeah, I don't know. I just find them enjoyable to watch every once in a while. Next up, we have Dumb and Dumber. Classic comedy. I remember seeing this in the theater too when I was, 10? And I enjoy it a lot more now, and the unrated version's even better because it's got even more shit in it. So, this is a really, really funny movie. Jim Carrey at his finest. Next up, we got two more. Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2. You know, a little bit before my time. The first movie came out the year I was born, and the second movie I was 5, but definitely very, very good movies. I really wish that instead of making a fucking video game, they'd make a movie. I know they keep talking about it, but I highly doubt that it'll ever happen. Next up, we have The Adventures of Huck Finn, starring Elijah Wood. I loved this movie as a kid. I remember watching this over and over and over and over again, and now I know why, because it was directed by Stephen Sommers, who did The Mummy. He has yet to let me down with any of his movies. This one, The Jungle Book, The Mummy movies, they're all really good. I'm looking forward to his next movie. This one was very, very fun and entertaining. Next up was one I mentioned in the other video. I just didn't have it with me at the time, which is Angels in the Outfield, with Christopher Lloyd and Danny Glover and Tony Danza. This movie is very inspirational to watch. At the end of the movie, I mean, you really feel good about yourself. It's a really funny movie that was released by Disney and stuff. Next up, we have what used to be my favorite movie series until I saw the Rocky movies. It is Back to the Future. I remember being obsessed with these movies. I just loved watching them. I love movies that continue off of each other. I love movies that play off of each other. I love just sequels, you know, and these are probably some of the best sequels you're ever going to find. Time travel is a big thing that I really like too, so I still got a shitload of time, so let's talk about a few Disney movies that are from my childhood. First up, we have Oliver and Company. This is the original DVD, not the crappy new one that came out. This actually has special features on it, and they're not just games. I like this movie. It's got Billy Joel and Joey Lawrence. And Dom DeLuise. I mean, where the hell can you go wrong with this? Got Little Mermaid. This is fantastic music, fantastic story, fantastic animation. I mean, it's one of the best Disney movies ever made. We got Rescuers Down Under. I actually have a funny story about this. That my mom and I went to see it, and we were sitting in the theater, and nobody was in the theater, and we were like, "Why the hell's in the movie?" Started. It turns out we were actually sitting in a theater to see Ghost, not this. We ended up missing the first 10 minutes of the movie or something like that. So this is the first movie I got to see twice in the theater, because we went back to see it so we could catch up with the 10 minutes that we missed. Right here we got my favorite Disney movie, which is Beauty and the Beast. I don't know why I like this one so much. I really like the songs in this one over any of the other Disney movies. Characters are funny. Characters are lovable. Good, good moral, I guess. Very entertaining, and this is worth money. Alright, next up we have Aladdin. Again, I mean, this period in the early 90s in Disney was probably the best time for Disney. I mean, their movies now just suck ass, and their movies before this pretty much sucked ass too, but good songs again. Robin Williams is probably what made this movie. It has the guy who played Steve in Full House. It's got Gilbert Gottfried. It's got the guy who played Santa Claus in Ernest Saves Christmas. It's a fun and enjoyable movie. Here we have my second favorite Disney movie, The Lion King, which for some reason has that thing. I don't know. It's been driving me nuts for 5 years, as long as I've had this. This is probably the best sounding one on surround sound. Great animation, fantastic animation. Always brings a tear to my eye at the end of the movie. I mean, it's so inspirational. I love this movie. It's got some good voiceovers, especially by Jeremy Irons and James Earl Jones. Fantastic movie. Got a little bit more time. Got Pocahontas. Not as big of a fan of this movie. I really like Colors of the Wind, the song Colors of the Wind. I like Mel Gibson in this movie. But overall, there's a lot of parts in the movie where it gets really slow and boring. So, not the best one. I love the ending though. Again, another inspiration. It's all Alan Menken's music. I mean, it's really good. Hunchback of Notre Dame. By this point, it was 96, so I was 12, so I was still kind of into the movies. This one definitely, I mean, this is definitely the downhill of the Disney movies, because this one was really not all that great. It's okay. The opening song is really good, but other than that, none of the songs are really catchy. It's got Tom Hulce, who played Mozart and Amadeus, and Demi Moore. Not a favorite. We got Hercules. I was 13 when this one came out. Still going to see Disney movies. I saw Disney movies in the theater all the way through 2000, through 16 years old. So this one was okay. This one was better than Hunchback. Probably because it was a little bit more believable, since this is a fictional character, and the Hunchback, he was fictional, but he was supposed to be a dramatic fictional character, not a character who would sing on, sing, period. I mean, he was supposed to be a depressing, dramatic character. We got Mulan. Mulan was a really good movie. There weren't many songs, which it didn't need, because this was more... It wasn't dramatic, but it was more dramatic than any of the other Disney movies. It was also, from what I can remember, the first Disney movie had blood in it. So, yeah, this one was definitely worth a watch. Eddie Murphy's... Excuse me. Eddie Murphy's in it. He's really funny in it, so... Next up, in the last few seconds I have, we got Tarzan. Saw this in the theater, too. Again, not a great one, but, worth watching every once in a while. I haven't seen it in a long time. Maybe I should watch it, but, worth watching every once in a while. We got Fantasia 2000, which was, by this point I was 16. I was in the band, so I went and saw it in the IMAX. First thing I ever saw in the IMAX. Really, really good animation, and good choices of songs, too. And I'm going to stop there since I've only got about 15 seconds left, so... yeah, I might be able to do another childhood favorite, so stick around, check that out.